2 floors beneath the streets of Antwerp sat a vault the world believed was impregnable. 10 layers of security. A lock with 100 million combinations. And inside, a fortune in diamonds. Over a single weekend in 2003, a team of Italian thieves walked through every one of those defenses, emptied 109 vaults, and vanished with over $100 million in gems. It was called the heist of the century, and they might have gotten away with it completely if it were not for a single half-eaten sandwich. Welcome to Curio Hour, where we uncover the strange, the unsolved, and the unforgettable. Today's story: the Antwerp diamond heist. Antwerp, Belgium. For 5 centuries, the beating heart of the world's diamond trade. Billions of dollars in stones pass through these streets every single year. At the center of it all stood the Antwerp Diamond Center, and beneath it, a vault considered one of the most secure rooms on Earth. It sat 2 floors underground, behind a thick steel door and a lock with 100 million possible combinations. To reach the diamonds, an intruder would have to defeat 10 separate layers of security. Infrared heat sensors, a seismic sensor, Doppler radar, a magnetic field, light detectors, and a private security force watching around the clock. Experts called it impenetrable. In February of 2003, a soft-spoken Italian man set out to prove them wrong. His name was Leonardo Notarbartolo. To the Diamond District, he was just another dealer. Polite, well-dressed, completely unremarkable. That was the disguise. Notarbartolo was a professional thief and the leader of a crew known as the School of Turin. Years earlier, he had done something audacious. He rented an office inside the Diamond Center itself. As a tenant, he was handed a key to the building and access to the vault level. For 2 years, he came and went. A familiar face, quietly studying every camera, every sensor, every routine. He even hid a tiny camera above the vault door, recording the precise combination every time it was dialed. His crew were specialists, each with a nickname. The genius, an electronics expert. The monster, a mechanic and lockman. Speedy, the cleanup. And a master forger known only as the King of Keys. On the weekend of the 15th of February, while the district slept, they made their move. They slipped into the building and descended toward the vault, beneath a guard who suspected nothing. And one by one, they began to dismantle the impossible. The heat sensor that should have caught their body warmth, they defeated with a simple can of hairspray and a shield of foam. The magnetic alarm on the vault door they had quietly loosened weeks before, holding it in place with tape and then a custom-made plate. The light sensors on the ceiling they covered with tape so the room could be lit without tripping a single alarm. And the vault door with its 100 million combinations they opened with the stolen code and a hand-forged key. They were inside, and before them stood a wall of safe deposit boxes holding the wealth of the world's diamond capital. Working through the night, they pried open box after box after box. 109 in total. Loose diamonds, gold, jewelry, gauze. They scooped a fortune into their bags and walked out the same way they came in. By Monday morning, when the vault was finally opened, the scale of it was staggering. Over $100 million. Simply gone. There was no alarm, no broken door, no sign of how anyone had gotten in. It was, by any measure, a perfect crime. The thieves were already scattering across Europe, the diamonds vanishing into the underground. They had beaten the unbeatable vault. And then Leonardo Notarbartolo made one small mistake. In the rush to dispose of the evidence, the crew dumped a bag of garbage in the woods outside the city. A local landowner, furious at the litter, called the police. And in that pile of trash, investigators found a receipt and a partially eaten salami sandwich. On that sandwich was DNA, and it belonged to Leonardo Notarbartolo. Just 5 days after the greatest diamond heist in history, its mastermind was under arrest. One by one, his crew were tracked down. Notarbartolo was sentenced to 10 years. His accomplices to 5 each. But here is the part that still haunts investigators. Almost none of the diamonds were ever recovered. Over $100 million in gems had vanished into private collections, recut, resold, scattered to the 4 corners of the earth. Years later, from prison, Notarbartolo gave a strange interview to a magazine. He claimed the haul was far smaller than reported, and that the whole job had been arranged by a diamond merchant as an insurance scam. Experts dismissed it. The vault, they pointed out, had been refused insurance in the first place, precisely because its security was flawed. So what really happened to the diamonds of Antwerp? Where did $100 million in stones actually go? To this day, no one knows. The School of Turin beat the most secure vault in the world, and the only thing they couldn't outsmart in the end was a sandwich.